Is it possible that you were in a state that you were so upset that you don't even
Let me ask you this.
realize it?
You were drinking. You admitted to me that day.
Absolutely.
You were drinking. What were you drinking that day?
Beer.
You were drinking. How many beers would you say?
At that time, probably around 2 6-packs.
2 6-packs.
Yes.
I don't know.
No,
you kind of. Well, let me ask you this. Is it possible, okay? Is it possible? I'm just asking you a question.
I know.
Is it possible that you could have and don't remember doing it?
Absolutely not.
You had some criminal history back in Philadelphia as well. Did you have some problems in Philadelphia?
No, I never had problems in Philadelphia, never.
In Pennsylvania at all?
Never.
You never arrested in Pennsylvania?
No.
Do you remember throwing the cat?
Yeah, I remember the incident.
You remember the incident, and you didn't hurt the cat.
Everyone's saying I blacked out and everything like that. But
it's not right now. We're not talking about her or you and her. We're talking about you drinking right now.
I know.
Okay, I think maybe you need to go and try and get yourself into a program for drinking, okay?
Did you try and hurt yourself recently?
Yes.
You tried to commit
suicide?
Do you want to go to a hospital right now?
No.
We'll take you right now.
No, I don't want to go.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Do you have tendencies right now you feel you might hurt yourself?
No, not at all. No,
Okay.
I'm not going to allow this to bring me down further. I'm not.
Hold on one sec. We're just going to talk for a sec over here, all right? We'll be right back. Stay right there.
It's strange that if your next door neighbor threw a cat out the window and everybody knows, would you be letting your cat run around?
No, they're messed up.
Of course they're messed up. Everybody's drunk and high here.
We don't have a case here as far as this. All we can do is...
We got the cats.
I think she did it. I absolutely think she did it. But we don't have any proof that she did it. You know what I mean? It's a mess. It's a classic girl. I mean, that's as easy as I can put it. Very volatile relationship between these two women. Constantly fighting, breaking up the apartment, getting arrested, having each other arrested. And unfortunately, the cat became the pawn right in the middle of their arguments. And unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be an arrest in this case.
All right, so we have the case of the Harry Mix, the
emaciated dog.
The emaciated 14-year-old male dog that came in, and I found the dog was emaciated and had 4 BB pellets around the body, and it died. And this is we found the dog had 4 BB pellets, and we found 3. The 4th one was not possible to be recovered.
But that had nothing to do with his cause of death?
The comment was that the cause of death was not clear histologic, but they did find changes in the liver that suggested that there was a very poor nutrition in that dog. So I think all the factors together contributed to the death of that dog, and definitely it's a case of neglection.
Got all your paperwork ready?
Pretty much. As much as I can fill out.
14528 should be the corner one over here. Morning, James.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, James?
Fine.
Can we step in and talk to you? Got some bad news for you. You're going to be placed under arrest. It's an unclassified misdemeanor.
This is Andy. He's our new cat. We adopted him.
When we took him home and we got a checkup, he was wonderful. In fact, he had a good, clean bill of health. So that was good. And he's getting along very nicely. He loves this big area. As you can see, he has a nice cat scratcher over here and a little hutch over there. And in the morning, sometimes he goes and looks out into the window.
אני קן דייל, מערוץ אנימל פלנט ציפורים. בואו נעיף מבט על הציפורים המקומיות. אדום חזה אמריקאי, מדליק. סנונית, נראה טוב. מגניב, שימו לב, שחרור צוב ראש. כואב לי כבר הראש מרוב צפרות. זה כואב.
אנימל פלנט, לאנשים שיש להם ציפורים בראש.
Coming up on Animal Precinct.
Oh, it's hideous.
This dog has to go to a doctor now. You cannot yell at him or threaten him in any way.
New York City. 8 million people. 5 million pets. 10 animal cruelty agents with full police power. Welcome to the Animal Precinct. ASPCA Special Agent Tina Salix is on her way to Queens. She's responding to several reports of a dog suffering as a result of neglect.
Received a call, actually a few calls, about this dog that is left behind us in the yard, in the driveway, and the dog is apparently sick, in need of medical attention, and has growths on its face. So I'm going to take a look at the dog and see if the owner's home and see how bad he is. Oh.
Salix is shocked by the state of the dog.
Hideous. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 dogs that I can see. Oh, jeez. When it rains, it pours, you know. It's just... Timmy in there. This dog is pretty messed up. It's got this huge growth that is the size of a grapefruit hanging off its head. And part of it looks like an open wound, and I'm trying to see how to get this dog out of here, number one.
Hey, nobody's home, right? No, is there an owner?
Yeah, I don't think he's home. I'm getting around to the front of the house now. I just can't believe somebody would let this thing get this bad and this big.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Salix wants to hear the owner's explanation, but finds no one at home.
How long have you seen this dog like that?
She decides to question neighbors to find out more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, was he born with small and it got bigger?
I think it was a little puppy when it started, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it started. It started as a little knot, looked like a little knot on it, you know?
Yeah. People don't just assume they can have a dog and never take it to a vet, never do anything with it. I am constantly amazed at how many people just never bother bringing their animal to the vet. I mean, you have a child, the child goes to the doctor, gets immunized. It's the same thing with a pet. You have to be a responsible owner. You have to follow through just minimum level of care. And he didn't even, do minimum level care with this dog. That's just a shame. to let it go that long.
Unfortunately for her, she can't remove the dog immediately.
The dog technically doesn't qualify for exigent circumstances, meaning he's not going to die overnight. I don't think one more day is going to affect his health. I'm going to leave him a notice and follow up in the morning.
Special Investigator Anne-Marie Lucas and Special Agent Joanne Sandano are answering a call from a man called Charlie. He claims his dog's leg has been broken by his roommate, John.
So it's supposed to be two dogs.
On arrival at the house, the caller, Charlie, doesn't show up, but John is waiting for the agents.
How are you, sir? All right. Officer Sandano, we're from the ASPCA.
Oh.
We're the animal police.
Yeah, the dog's upstairs.
Yeah, what's going on? Is there a problem?
No.
No problem?
No.
We take a look at the dog?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are the dogs...
The complaint is that
What happened to his leg?
they got into an altercation and this gentleman hit the dog and broke his leg. That's what the complaint is, so we're going to see if that's true. I don't want him to hear me.
First, John shows them Charlie's dog, a puppy with a broken back leg.
Okay, hi, sweetheart. Hi. So this just happened yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. Are you injured? Yeah, his leg is all swollen. He doesn't want to put any pressure on it.
Did you call a vet or think to take the dog to a vet?
Mr. Sheriff.
Is it Charles's dog?
Charles's dog?
Yeah, Charlie called up with us.
Okay, this dog has to go to a doctor now.
Right.
Not tomorrow, but right now. So what are we going to do about this?
Geez, you have to talk to Charlie.
Is this Charles's dog too?
No, that's mine.
That's your dog?
Yeah.
His eye is a little
Hello, sweetie.
messed up. He's looks like he might have some mange.
Sorry, I haven't got the card.
Do you have money to take your dog to the vet?
No, I don't.
You don't have any money
No.
to take your dog. Okay, because, come here.
Your dog needs to see a vet.
Come here, sweetie.
Both of them.
Come here, let me see.
Right.
Look at you, yeah.
Like now.
We don't want to take her away from you. You've had her for 12 years.
Right.
Okay, and you love her, right?
Yeah,
okay, don't cry. We just want to make sure that you can take care of her.
I got a diabetic, too.
Okay.
I got
We're
a
not
lot of trouble.
We're not here to take her away from you. We want to help you, all right?
Right.
So don't get upset. But we want to make sure that she gets what she needs.
Right.
So she needs to go to the doctor.
All right.
Okay, you can do that?
I'll try to
And
do
you
it.
know what, we can talk to your landlord together if you want, and we'll ask him to help you out. How about that?
Right.
Okay? Unfortunately, we get a lot of cases like this where elderly people have older dogs or dogs that they've acquired and they just can't take care of them. And they can barely take care of themselves. And that's when we have to call in Adult Protective Services to see if they can, give any assistance. But we have to figure out if he can afford to take care of his dog. I mean, the dog's 12 years old. We don't want to take his dog away from him, so we have to figure out what he can afford and how to go about it, so it's tricky. And the other dog's just a baby, so we have to get him medical attention. It just sounds like it's a mess. I mean, the whole living situation's a mess between the two of them, so it's going to be a tough one to figure out.
Then, Lucas and Sandano get a disturbing piece of news from the landlord. He tells them Charlie has psychological problems and that he has had several bad arguments with John. The agents decide to talk again to John about the incident.
He laid down over there, so Charlie was nowhere around.
No, he was at the hospital.
And what did he say?
He got mad a little bit.
He got mad? So, wait, Charlie's on psychiatric medicine. He yells at you a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's yelling and screaming. Does he ever lay his hands on you,
No.
touch you? He doesn't. You're sure?
Right. I'll tell
Okay.
you.
But he yells and screams at you a lot.
Would you rather be by yourself, or
Yeah.
would you rather have Charlie here?
Yeah, I'd rather be by myself.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, the
Sounds
landlord's
like-
having a hard time getting Charlie out of here.
Yeah,
That's the
what he-
problem.
Yeah,
He wants him to go too.
right.
But it's very hard to get somebody evicted once they've established that they've been living someplace. Would you mind if we made a phone call and maybe had somebody come over and talk to you?
Talk to me?
Yeah, just to see if you need any help. How about
I don't
that?
need help.
You don't need any help?
No.
How about if we just make a phone call and they come over and talk to you?
All right.
Okay, that'd be okay? Okay, because we can do that for you.
Okay.
We want to make sure that you're taken care of too.
Right.
You know,
Appreciate
that's
You
very
hang out
important.
with anybody
Excuse
around
me?
here? You have any buddies, any friends that come over
No,
to see
I
you?
stay by myself.
Okay.
But the thing is
Well, we don't want to.
The agents discuss whether to seize Charlie's dog.
If he comes, he'll just
not
just
getting-
seize it, and
he's
if he
not-
wants his dog back,
He's not
he's
getting
going to
it.
have to sign the dog over. Otherwise, he's going to have to pay to have it treated. He didn't have it.
He's dead. So sad. It's just so sad. Man. We should do other people, you know, but it's just nobody to help.
I'm just afraid we're going to take his dog when he's not here, and he's going to take it out on him. Do something to him and his dog. That's what I'm scared about.
Well, we're taking the dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless he can get to a vet right now.
With no sign of Charlie, the agents have decided to act and remove his dog.
He's wagging his tail.
You got him? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sweetie, we're just going to put you down on here.
They'll be back tomorrow to see if John is okay and to make sure he's taken his dog to the vet.
We've decided to take the dog. The owner hasn't showed up. We've been here an hour and a half waiting for him. This puppy needs medical attention, so we can't wait any longer. He's in pain. Okay. Shh, there you go.
Okie dokie. Let's go for a ride.
If Charlie comes back here and starts any trouble whatsoever, you hear him raise his voice, you call the police.
Yeah, we're going to come back tomorrow and speak to Charlie, the owner.
Said he
Hopefully have him sign over the dog. Right? He doesn't want the dog.
From what the landlord
That's
said.
probably why he called us,
Just to get him
to get the dog.
You grab front. Got to support his legs.
Coming up, Salix takes action with the dog from Queens.
You can't accuse somebody of something if you don't know if you didn't
And
see
Lucas and Sindano confront the owner of the dog with the broken leg.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
I like to drop the charges.
הקשיבו. הקשיבו לאוויר שאתם נושמים. המעשיר את החושים. פותח את העיניים, מרחיב אופקים. הקשיבו לשקט שלפני הסערה. הקשיבו. הקשיבו לדופק הלב, לצליל הריקוד, למקצב החיים. אנימל פלנט.
בעלי חיים רבים חיים כמונו, במשפחות חמות ואוהבות. אמהות אורנגוטנג לא יהססו לאמץ אורנגוטנגיתון. דולפינים כמהים לאהבה מפני בני משפחה אחרים. נקבות הצבוע נשארות קשורות לאמהותיהן כל חייהן. למורים הולכים לישון מחורבלים מבני משפחתם. זאבים ממנים בייביסיטר להשגיח על גוריהם, אבל אנגורים נעזרים באחת הדודות. יש המון דברים דומים בינינו לבין בעלי החיים, אבל לא הכל דומה. אנימל פלנט, לכל המשפחה. אתם יוצאים למסע אל העולם התחתון. מקום בו המוות מתגנב בפינות אפלות, והצרות פשוט מחכות שתיקלעו אליהן. כנופיות פיריות משליטות פחד ורודפות את החלשים. רוצחים מתבודדים אורבים לצד הכביש, וכוחות אפלים נעים בין הצללים. בממלכת המצולות של המפלצות והמטורפים שורדים רק הקשוחים והערמומיים. גם אם אתם גדולים, כדי להישאר גדולים עליכם להישאר בתנועה, לשמור על ערנות ולהכות ראשונים. בואו לממלכת המוות, מקום בו לא לוקחים שבויים, וההרג אינו נפסק לרגע. בואו לעולם התחתון באנימל פלנט.
Special Agent Salix is returning to Queens. She wants the owner to sign over all 4 of his dogs, and she's meeting someone there who can help.
Regina Massaro is running a rescue group called Roxy Sanctuary, and she said she'd be willing to take 2 of the animals if this gentleman will sign them over, and hopefully we can take 2 and place them up for adoption and have the black dog's tumor removed and get it treated. So that's the plan. Hopefully this gentleman will comply. I think we could offer, particularly the black dog, a little better quality of life. Have that growth removed. And if there is neglect there, then of course, we would prosecute him for animal abuse. Morning. Are you Pedro? Yeah. How are you? Yeah. When was the last time that you took that black dog to the veterinarian? How long ago? A year, 2 years?
This is 2 years old.
Oh, he's 2 years old, so he's little. Okay.
Yeah. The doctor can check him. They told me that.
The doctor told you that?
But he charged me $800 for the operation plus the hospitalization. I don't have that kind of money in the moment.
Depends where you go. Number one, if your animals ever get hurt, you are under responsibility according to the law to provide medical care.
Yeah.
You have to take them to the vet. You can't use the excuse, no money, too expensive. Dogs are like children. If they get hurt, you have to take care of them. They have to see a doctor. Is a problem for you every time one of the dogs get hurt so you can't take care of them financially. That's not good. I think it's better for you not to have any dogs. See, it's kind of hard if you're not home. The dogs have no one to play with, no one. Whereas you sign them over to everyone, we'll find them homes. We won't kill them. It's better for you, better for the dogs. You're absolved of financial responsibility. Okay, if you sign here, you're relinquishing ownership, and that we're removing the animals. You're doing both.
After convincing the owner to sign over his dogs, Salix talks to Regina Massaro, a shelter outreach volunteer, about which dogs she will take back to her sanctuary.
Well, I've seen dogs that look like monsters, but I have never seen anyone carrying around the luggage that he's carrying around with him. But yes, this is very common. Unfortunately, it's very common to see dogs in need of medical care that are neglected. And the excuse is always the same. They can't afford the medical care. However, if you look around and you see their surroundings, they're not really as poor as they portray themselves to be.
I'll grab from back, you grab front.
Okay.
Got to support his legs.
Yeah.
Salix is determined to find out what's wrong with the dog, and if it proves to be a case of neglect, she'll be back for the owner.
It's open, the door is open. Okay. Pedro, I'm going to call you later, okay? We need to touch base, and we'll see what the doctor says about it, okay? All right, guys. I am so relieved to have got these dogs out of here today. That was my number one goal, was to have them sign these dogs over and to get them in for treatment. And it's just better for him, better for the dogs, better for us, and better for the new owners, whoever ends up with them. And they're going to end up with some really good dogs.
Over in Brooklyn, Lucas and Sindel are back at Jeff's house. This time, his roommate, Charlie, is home.
I'm Officer Lucas. This is Officer Sandano.
How are you?
How you doing today, Charlie? We were here yesterday, and, we took your puppy.
Yes, I know.
Okay. What happened to your puppy? Do you know?
The old man here that I live with explained the dog was jumping up, trying to play with him, and the dog fell on his back leg.
So what did you do for the dog? Did you know the dog needed medical attention?
Yes, I called you.
You called us?
Yes.
Okay, you called us, you actually made a complaint against roommate. You weren't calling us to get medical attention for the dog.
I'm not too sure how the dog broke his leg.
Okay.
And that's why,
you can't accuse somebody of something if you don't know, if you didn't see anything.
I'm not accusing, I have no proof.
So you're taking that back now?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
I like to drop it.
Hey, morning, John.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
Come here, John.
You want to drop any charges? Because you
Yes,
didn't see
I-
him do anything anyway.
Yes, I know.
So
I
there
have
really
no
are no
proof.
charges.
Yes, I'd like to drop the charges, and I have his dog has been.
So, John, you took your dog to the vet yesterday, and good. I'll take a look at those.
Okay.
Let me talk to you over here while she talks to him.
While Lucas questions Charlie, and Don checks John's case.
Anything happen? Did he get mad at you? Did he do anything to you? Anything like that?
You guys will live here together.
I know that.
You have to get along together. Okay, listen to me. Very serious. Very serious. You cannot yell at him or threaten him in any way.
Oh, I don't.
You're sure?
Oh, I never. Sometimes we have arguments, but there's no physical abuse or anything.
Okay, I want to make sure that both of you are okay.
Oh, sure.
Right,
We'll
he's
go fine.
he's a very frail man.
I know he is.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank
we
you.
appreciate your
That was the
cooperation.
Meals on Wheels.
Okay, have a good day.
We're
and,
gonna,
any problems,
we have
just
to
let
Just
us
grab John.
He brought his meal.
Charlie agrees to sign over the dog, and Lucas decides to press charges because there's no evidence. But they do have a surprise for John.
Hey, John.
John,
We were doing some spring cleaning or some summer cleaning.
we went through some stuff. We found you some stuff you might be able to use. I hope it's okay with you that did.
Yeah, sure.
They're all new, pretty new, from my father and my husband.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
They're hip shirts. You
Yeah.
can go clubbing in these shirts.
Okay, there's my card.
Okay.
Call us if you need us for
Right,
anything, okay?
okay.
You take good care of your dog. I know you're
Right.
best buddies, right?
Yeah.
That's good that you have her. You have
Right.
each other. That's great. That's why we're glad it all worked out.
It's 4 days since the dog with the growth from Queens was brought into the ASPCA hospital. Salix has come back to find out from head vet Dr. Jeruza Paiva how the operation went and to gather evidence.
Okay, Tina. You have your dog.
Wow, it's healed up really nice.
The tumor was removed on the 12th by Dr. Green, and we have good news. That's a good tumor.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a benign tumor. It's a basal cell tumor, which
Good.
is, it's a benign tumor, so it's a very good prognosis for this dog.
Okay. Is there any way to determine how long he's had that tumor and what time it took to get that size? Because the details are somewhat vague.
So to be at that size and being said that this tumor grows slowly, probably was a long time. I could say more than 6 months to a year, a long time.
I want to charge the owner with neglect. I mean, this is a situation, had it been addressed, obviously in the first couple weeks, couple months of this tumor, it would have been
It
much
had to be
easier,
assessed first because of the location, second because of the size of the tumor and the ulceration. You just cannot let go, a tumor like this, disease like this, to go without, being assessed by a veterinarian. So definitely like a case of neglect.
Okay, great.
Armed with the evidence he needs, Salix is back off to Queens with her colleague Diane DiGiacomo to arrest the owner.
The problem is, in a situation like this, the owner, based on part of its culture and just experience with animals, in his mind he thinks he did the right thing. He thinks he took care of those dogs and doesn't see a problem with leaving an animal in that state. But part of the problem is trying to help educate the public in when you need to take an animal in for care. I mean, the tumor was ulcerated. I mean, it'd be different if the tumor had been closed and there was nothing wrong. Okay, it looks ugly, it's sitting there. But once it gets ulcerated, that's a whole nother level.
I never saw a dog with a tumor that size swinging off its face like that.
It's just frustrating to see an animal have to go to this point and then come back to this guy and say, you're being arrested for cruelty to animals. To charge you with animal cruelty for not taking care of Blackie. It was severe. I know you tried.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions. Do you understand? Anything you do say may be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
I put the dog.
If convicted, the owner could face a hefty fine or even prison sentence.
That's all. Should be.
Can I have my sock back? Murph. Sit down, Murph. Sit.
A month after the dog was rescued from Brooklyn, his broken leg has completely healed. The ASPCA has found him a new home in mid-Manhattan with a banker named Frederico Randell.
I went up to the ASPCA and to inquire about the dogs that they had. He let me in, and I saw all the dogs, and there was quite a few dogs barking, except for this one. So I noticed that, and I went up to him, and then he started playing with my fingers and stuff, and so I chose him. And he's ready to go out and play. Right, Murph?
What's the matter? They want to play with you.
Murph has a new name and a new life.
Let's go play, Murph. Go get him, Murph. Good boy. Every day I bring him out here to run and play and do what he needs to do, and then we're all set. I sleep better and he sleeps better. Murph! He doesn't pay attention.
There's also a happy ending for the dog with the tumor from Queens. He's fit and well and living with his new owner, Vasant Mulidahan, a chemistry graduate at Rockefeller University.
Each animal at the National Zoo must be handled with kindness, respect, the utmost caution. Rob confronts a sick Komodo dragon with razor-like teeth. Craig enters a cheetah's attack zone. Lucy tests an endangered bear for a deadly disease. And Sarah trains a trio of fierce cats. At the Smithsonian National Zoo, the wild animals live as freely as possible, but sometimes human intervention is necessary. At the reptile house, Kraken, a normally alert and curious Komodo dragon, has recently stopped eating and started acting lethargic. So keeper Rob Lewis has asked head vet Dr. Suzanne Murray to examine the dragon and diagnose her illness.
She's been sick for a couple days. She seemed kind of off, lethargic, not eating. So we made the assumption that something was wrong. Worst case scenario, it could be something that would end up killing the animal. At this point, we don't know what it is.
Approaching Kraken will be hazardous. Komodos are capable of eating up to half their body weight, and the bacteria from a bite by one of these reptiles could be lethal.
Komodo dragons can be very challenging to work with. You know, they're a large carnivore, you know, similar to a crocodile, or if it really wanted to, could do some damage.
Just to recap, it's been now 7 days since she's eaten, and she's still lethargic. You guys feel like we can go in and get our hands on her and get a feel of how she's doing? Great. Anytime we handle something as large as a Komodo that's got teeth as sharp as a Komodo, there's always concerns. We want to watch out for human safety, and we also want to watch out for animal safety. We can anesthetize her to be easier on us and more safe on us, but anesthesia always comes with a risk, and if she's ill, we could potentially endanger her health.
Hey, Kraken. Come here, baby.
Well, I mean, she is alert. She's aware that we're here, so that's good.
Suzanne and the vet team will attempt to take a blood sample without resorting to an anesthetic. But that means Rob and keeper Alex Scott must restrain Kraken by hand.
Can I come up?
Yeah.
Hey, sweetheart. Hey. I'm down.
It's okay. You're gonna bite me, bite my boots, okay? They're old anyway.
All right, I'm just about to stick.
Okay, just a little stain, baby. It's okay. It's okay.
At first, Kraken remains calm.
You got her, Alex? Okay, just tell me how you're doing. I'm okay with her for now.
Okay.
If you're okay.
I don't have any blood on her yet. I'm going to come out and go just a little bit lower. And out, and go a little bit lower.
But as Suzanne struggles to take a blood sample from a moving target, the situation gets difficult.
Kraken, it's okay, baby.
Rob grasps Kraken behind the jaws to keep her mouth shut.